Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Mindful Convo. So our today's topic will be the role of finance professional with respect to the rational model. So the stages of rational planning process are strategic analysis stage, strategic choice stage, and strategic implementation stage. So in this video, we will see how the finance professional can help with every stage of rational planning process. At the strategic analysis stage, at this stage, benchmarking can be done with respect to the competition existing in the market. During this process, finance professional will gain understanding of organizational strengths and weakness. So this is an analysis stage where finance professional tries to gain understanding of the strengths and weakness of the organization and other competitors existing in the organization, and then he try to quantify the gaps between both the scenarios. Basically, he try to quantify the gap between the performances. Then next level comes for strategic choice stage. So at this stage, finance professional will try to choose various ideas which could be feasible. So he will jot down some ideas, he will invent some ideas, or he can do a brainstorming too to jot down that ideas, and after that he will try to see that which idea will be more suitable. After this stage, the final stage is the implementation stage. So at this stage, he will finally implement those ideas. He will select the best ideas out of the second stage. Here he will also try to set the KPIs and the benchmarks. So for the KPI, you have to see my upcoming videos. I'll be explaining KPIs there. Then after implementation progress will be checked and further actions will decide so that strategy can be properly followed upon. So basically, the finance professional tries to implement the strategies and he also follow up so that there is a track on the strategies. Now, the finance professional is different from a strategic management accountant. Now we will discuss the role of strategic management accountant in today's world. So as we know that the role has shifted a lot as compared to the previous roles which were offered to strategic management accounting. So as per Burns and Scapins, there are some driving forces behind the role changes of the management accountant. So the role of management professional has shifted more towards strategic purposes. They are more focused towards evaluating progress in objectives of a company. Strategic management is the art of managing employees in a way that maximizes the potential of achieving the business objectives. Basically, they collate and analyze information to evaluate the objectives. So now what we will do, we'll try to see the role of strategic management accountant with respect to these driving forces one by one. So if we talk about technology, so nowadays there is a huge change in technology. Earlier records were maintained manually. Management accountant used to spend so much much time in maintaining the manual ledgers. But nowadays there are so many softwares and applications where the accounting info can be produced automatically without manual efforts. So here we can say that technology has really played a very important role. Now, the other point is management structure. So earlier, the strategic management accountant, rather you will say, earlier the role was management accountant, now the role is strategic management accountant. So being just a management accountant, he used to manage all the roles. One person was managing all the roles and he was just busy only in managing those roles, that he has no time to give focus on strategic things. Now what happens, a manager has assigned a role for each area for which he will be solely responsible. So there will be different managers as per the hierarchy and the structure of the organization. So they are solely accountable and answerable for their activities. So the strategic management accountant can focus more towards the strategic aspects. Then the third point is competition. So with technology, there are more competitors entered into market globally. Now organizations have to consider the external factors while measuring their performances. So now the organizations can't restrict themselves just within the organization. They can't just be so much precise within themselves. They have to explore the competitors, what are they doing, what are their strengths, and accordingly they have to decide the strategies. So this was all about the role of strategic management accounting. Now our next topic is critical success factors and KPIs, the key performance indicators. So you will see the most of the questions which were asked in exam contain these words. So basically CSFs are the cause of success and KPIs are effects of your action. They decide the accuracy level of your action. So the easiest way to understand them is that there is a very tight relationship between both of them. If you have properly identified your CSFs and you have been executing on them very properly, then you have to just decide what are your KPIs, and if you are in line with your KPIs, then you should be meeting your standards. So CSFs are closely linked with mission statement of a company. So in most of the questions, the paragraph will be framed in such a way that in exam you will be finding that there will be a name of a company and what are its activities, and then in second paragraph they will provide you with the mission of the organization, the mission statement. It may include so many parts, like it is not that there will be just one mission, there can be multiple mission of one organization, and below that there will be some data. So you have to analyze that data and decide whether those missions are fulfilled or not. Now let's say mission statement of company is to be the most successful manufacturer of its types of products in the world. Now in this case, what could be the CSF? As the company wants to be the most successful manufacturer. Now CSFs could be to obtain a dominant market presence. Means here we are deciding that where, on what areas we can work and we can get success. So the company can be a dominant market provider, and for that we have to measure the performance. Now the second aspect will be, we can also measure a CSF by to maximize profits within acceptable risk. So if the company is maximizing the profits considering the risk to be low, then again it is a CSF. To maintain the brand image strong. Now it is again a CSF, that if you want to be successful company, what you will do? You will try to make stronger brand image. You have to work upon it to make it stronger, and once it will be stronger, you will be popular. So now what will be the next step after deciding, after identifying the CSFs? Now you will be moving towards KPIs. You have to decide the KPIs which are used to measure the CSFs. Now KPIs could be total profit. Like if the total profit you have seen is good as compared to previous years or as compared to the other companies, so here we can say that yes, we are close to our mission. Other KPI could be average sales price per unit or contribution per unit. So if the sales price per unit is good and contribution per unit is good, then it means that our product is in demand and customers are buying it. So it means we are getting popular. Market share, if we have a good market share, obviously we will be a successful provider. Then margin of safety, return on capital employed, and also consumer awards won. So you can also see that how much awards you are getting, which will indicate your brand value, that how strong your brand is. Even you can take here example of customer satisfaction also. So if you want to see the customer satisfaction, let's say the CSF is customer satisfaction. So how will you decide that what will be the KPI? So KPI here will be, you can distribute the feedback forms, as we can see that in generally in malls it happens, like if you are in a particular outlet, at the time of payment they will provide you a feedback form and you have to fill it about their services. This happens in many of the places where feedback form is provided. So with the rating provided on that feedback form by various customers, you will be deciding the customer satisfaction level. So here what we did, we decided the feedback form to be the KPI. Now in questions, you will be provided a case study. So where you have to see whether the KPIs are satisfactory or not. So that's it about the CSFs and KPI. So I hope you enjoyed this video. So don't forget to subscribe my channel Mindful Convo. Till then, goodbye. Stay tuned to my channel. Thank you.